The Chairman House Committee on Treaties, Protocols and Agreements, Hon Rabiu Yusuf, Hausawa, has urged the committee to sit up and ensure no stone is left unturned, putting the enormous task before the committee into consideration. Hon Rabiu disclosed this during an inauguration of the committee at the National Assembly, Abuja.
It is my pleasure to welcome you all to this maiden meeting of this important committee. Committees on treaties, protocols, and agreements. The committee was created to, among other things, give effect to the constitutional mandate given to the House by Section 12, Sub 1 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, which states that, and I quote, "No treaty between the Federation and any other country shall have the force of law, except to the extent to which any such treaty has been enacted by the National Assembly." Similarly, end of quote, sorry. Similarly, Order 20, Rule 104 of the 10th edition of the Standing Order empowers the committee to liaise with all relevant MDAs of government before treaties are entered into by the federal government, pursuant to Section 12 of the Constitution. Ensure that treaties requiring ratification are laid down before the House. 3, without prejudice to the above stated functions, make input in the annual budget preparation and approval as it relates to its mandate. The business of treaty making constitutes one of the most important attributes of state sovereignty. Through it, among other means, nation and state achieve their diplomatic objectives at the international sphere. Equally, freedom of action by states, both domestically and internationally, is circumscribed by the obligation which they have freely assumed through the act of treaty making, which bind them. As one of the guiding principles of international laws and diplomacy is to faithfully comply with the tenet of such treaties, protocols, and agreements which they have entered into with other nations or states. Treaties are a significant source of law on a wide range of subjects, but traditionally they do not become laws without international implementation. Nevertheless, the legal character of treaty rules place demand on the state domestic institutions to ensure compliance. Having observed that several Commonwealth states provide a role for Parliament in treaty making and domestication, with corollary benefit, the leadership of the House deemed it appropriate to constitute the committee in its attempt to address the democratic deficit that exists with regard to many of the treaties which Nigeria has entered into.
He further stated the need to discover every treaty, protocol, and agreement on behalf of the Federation, as some MDAs are yet to make use of resources availed to them.
It is therefore common knowledge that the implementation of treaties in any domestic jurisdiction is a matter of priority to which nation state should commit itself. To achieve a more cohesive and coordinated treaty regime in the country, therefore, there is need for consultation between the National Assembly and the Executive, which relationship is complementary and aim at seamless ratification and domestication of treaties entered into by the Federal Republic of Nigeria with other countries and international organizations. In view of this committee will reintroduce a bill on treaties making procedure at the plenary. It was first and submitted to the Senate before the 9th Assembly wound up. Unfortunately, the Senate could not concur. Honorable colleagues, another implication of the committee mandate is that the committee needs to make sure that every treaty, protocol, and agreement entered into by any MDA on behalf of the Federation, which is still unknown to the House, must be discovered or uncovered. In spite of the e-depository facility which is available with the Ministry of Justice, some MDAs are yet to make use of the resource. Thus, this has placed an enormous responsibility on the committee to sit up and make sure that no stone is left unturned in order to document every form of agreement involving the Federation and the international body. there are some stakeholders among the MDS that we will constantly engage based on the importance of their roles, and we will fix our focus on particular MDS as occasion demands. In this regard, we have hit the ground running by notifying some NDA for engagement, and we have an interactive session with Minister of Petroleum Gas. The Nigerian Institute of Advanced Legal Studies is collaborating with us as well. I have the privilege to attend a workshop organized by them last year. They are assisting the committee with a compendium of all treaties and agreement Nigeria has ratified, signed, domesticated, and binding on Nigeria for proper record keeping. I want this to our collective vision. To achieve this, a consultant will be engaged to help deliver on our mandate. At this juncture, honorable colleagues, I want to assure us that though the task ahead of us is daunting, it is by no means insurmountable. Therefore, let us redouble our efforts to ensure that all existing treaties, protocols, and agreements that require ratification or domestication and other legislative measures are promptly brought to the attention of the House for appropriate legislation, and also to ensure that any proposed international agreement will deeply involve the input of House. Let us work hard enough so as to garner all the equitable benefit from all these agreements for public and national interest. I thank the Almighty God for preparing us to carry out the assignment, and I thank him in advance for empowering us to accomplish the task. I also appreciate the leadership of the House, headed by the Right Honorable Speaker, Honorable Dr. Tajuddin Abbas, for giving us this opportunity to serve. Honorable colleagues, I congratulate every one of us for the mandate given to each and every one of us for our various constituents. I pray that God will give us the wisdom to serve them and our great country, Nigeria.
Honorable Rabiu appreciated the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, for his trust in the committee. Other members of the committee also lent their voice. Comfort Olayinka, DCTV News.